Welcome to the Alberto Crane Show.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, James Uloth, Professor James Uloth. Thank you, bro. It's been a minute, right? Last time we talked, we did this was like when we just began, right?
Yeah, it must have been, right? What year would have that been? Jeez.
2019.
2019, 6 years, right before COVID got it going. Yeah, that was good. It looks so different up here. It's very artsy, not so...
It's a legit studio, right?
Yeah, this is a legit podcast studio now, and Professor X isn't running around. Shanji isn't running around in Speedos. Shout out to Professor X. He's the best.
Shining.
He's the best. But yeah, this is great, man. You get to hear the pads kicking in the bottom from the Muay Thai class in the basement or main floor. Real. We're up in the attic.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just talking about when we were coming up, like the years, right? The years go by. It's been like, what year did you get your black belt?
It would have been 8 years in August.
8 years, yeah. So you're almost coming on to you're a third degree almost.
The number 9, yeah, the ninth year, and then they're 5 years apart after that. Jeez, and you're in your 6th. That's crazy, huh?
That is crazy. Yeah.
You must be. Yeah, you're. I think I talked to you this. You're like one of the youngest. You will be one, like almost as young as you can be to be a coral belt, right?
You know, I think like you can get your black belt at, was it 19, something like that, you know? So I'm like right on the cutoff of people that were younger when, you know, but you can get it at 19. So like 6 years for 5 years difference, right?
Yeah.
Between somebody like that and myself, you know?
There was nobody in your time.
But for sure, like Americans, right? Like there was nobody, you know, my age, like I think.
Yeah, that'd been super young because you would have been, 23 then? 24?
25.
25, yeah.
Yeah, so.
That's super young for back then. Because they didn't, I'm sure, were there lots of kids classes when you started, or was that still?
Zero.
None? It wasn't even like, you can't teach kids this stuff.
I mean, it was Fight Club days, right? Like,
oh, yeah.
Like the movie Fight Club, right?
Yeah.
So only the strong survived. And
yeah, it wasn't jiu-jitsu for everyone, was it?
Definitely not. Definitely not. You know, like I think in 2000, early 2000s, that people started to kind of put it together. I shouldn't say that. They had some programs in Rio, like Zé Beleza. He was he had Gavia Jiu-Jitsu, and he had actually a really good kids program, like a Marcia Feitosa and all these OG guys were in that program, you know. So they had a really good kids program, but overall, like 90. I don't know, 99%. There was no kids.
It was just people, tough people, but you got to be tough to stay in it, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was like Valetudo days, or like no rules, headbutts, bare knuckle, like which is the best martial art, right?
That's interesting. Were you ever part of a dojo storm? Did you ever do that? Were you guys set up? Well, I guess you probably set it up between different jiu-jitsu clubs to have a
dojo storm, but you know, we definitely challenged people. Like we would allow people to come into our school and challenge to see if it worked. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because my buddy Amal Easton, they did their intro classes, and basically because you were such in the early phase, right? People didn't know what jiu-jitsu was and how it worked. And so you would let people challenge you in the intro class, like on their first class.
Oh yeah, that's how you just be like, okay, let's
try to
fight.
Punch me.
Oh, really? Oh, it's try to punch me. Oh, jeez, interesting.
And then people would really try to punch you, and then you close the distance, you take him down, and then you kick back or submit him somehow.
Dang. And you would have been, how old were you when that was going on? The early 20s, or was that after?
Yeah, it was, you know, I mean, we did that. I did that before, like I said, the school. But then when we had the school, that's what we did, you know, because people didn't know how it worked.
Yeah, they had no idea, right?
And so we gave them those VHS tapes, the Gracie in action tapes, and the Hickson Gracie choke video. Yeah, just to show people how it worked, right, in a situation, in a fight.
Even now, there's a lot of people who don't understand what it is. You know what I mean? Like but it's obviously very popular now.
I mean, with the UFC, right, and MMA, and Joe Rogan talking about it, like.
But back then there was no clue at all. Jiu-jitsu, it wouldn't even register for anybody.
Unless you knew, right?
Unless you
watched those early UFCs, right? But then it got like banned on cable.
Yeah, you had to rent it. Yeah, you had to rent it at, and that's when
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster, yeah, whatever local video store, they're big there. But UFC wasn't even the biggest one back then. It was that one. King of the Cage was huge.
King of the Cage was like on the level of UFC, right?
Oh,
They were doing more shows. They were more active for sure.
And it was like that. I remember I'm from small town rural Canada. It was mostly King of the Cage everywhere. Like that's I guess that's just distribution, right? By area.
Yeah, distribution. They're doing good with the distribution. They were going to all the casinos. I mean, that's how I got into fighting, right? They came to New Mexico.
Yeah, you just randomly started MMA, right? Like it wasn't.
I mean, I got my black belt, and you want to just test yourself out in the cage, see if this stuff works, right? And then some guys were fighting. I was like, hey, how do I get on the card? And then
the rest is history, right?
I was friends with Greg Jackson, right? So he's like, I made a phone call, and then it's like, okay, we can get you on the card. They put me on the undercard, and then I was like, well, how do I? Because there was like no money, right? It was like maybe $200, right, for just the fight, And I was like,
geez,
what?
It's probably doubled since then. Fighter pay, huh?
Yeah, $400, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they gave commission on the ticket sales, and so I was able to buy a bunch of tickets, and then once I bought a bunch of tickets on my own, like a lot, like I think I put like $10K on my credit card, then they moved me from the undercard to the semi-main event right before Dan Severn.
What? That's awesome.
And Dan Severn, he fought Horse Gracie.
He was a huge celebrity back then.
Yeah. So that was that was cool, just to be right there, like.
And that was all your because you had
Griffith, like all these guys were on those cards.
Oh, really?
Those cards, yeah.
Gosh, I wonder if we could find a poster from back then. That wasn't as big online stuff back then, was it?
I had a poster. I wasn't on it because at the beginning I was undercard, but then after that they put me on the poster every time.
That's pretty cool. So selling tickets, it's just like my background stand-up comedy. It's like you're selling tickets, you get the power, you get the big.
Right, that's it. Same thing, right?
Yeah, once you can make somebody money.
How was jiu-jitsu training? How has it helped your, I don't know, like your career, like balancing things? Family life too now, right?
Yeah, and family life, trying to balance all that. I don't tour as much as I used to. That was my most of the time I known. It was my full-time job. Tour, up to 100 tour dates a year and.
100 tour dates.
Yeah, because you try to leave on Thursday, get a gig that night, and then you do Friday, Saturday, fly home Sunday. You do that 25, 30 weekends a year. And I was very lucky because I produced a lot of my own tours, so I could kind of just, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, come home Sunday. So I'm gone for 3 days.
Okay.
But after 30 some weeks a year, that adds up to quite a few days. But
and it's hard once you have kids, right?
Yeah, I can't tour like that anymore. And, I'm in my 40s. I'm not old, you know what I mean? But it's like, you really don't want to be on tour, get up every morning really early, drive all day, drinking coffee and fast food just to get, drive to your next gig and then do your gig, wake up early again the next day. And it can be a rough lifestyle, but, I liked it. But, anything that you start doing that much, you lose a little bit of the love for it. So I've always loved that, I go on tour, I come back, I do jiu-jitsu, stay healthy doing jiu-jitsu, stay, focused. And then, but yeah, now with kids, I can't. I'm still touring. I don't do it that much. I coach a lot now too. Coaching, jiu-jitsu again fills another void in my life. So I coach up in Santa Clarita. And
how did that get going? How did that start?
So I was looking to either like rent a space or get my own club going, and then some people are advising me just see who go approach karate. I think you even told me like go find a karate club or something and see if they want to do some jiu-jitsu, and that way you don't have to start your own thing. I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. And I found a guy who ended up, he knew one of my wife's good friends, he knew. So, it's nice when you have a little bit of an intro. It's friend of a friend. So I went and talked to him, and he was. Some
trust, yeah.
Yeah, and he was really, he wanted to learn jiu-jitsu. He had done a little bit because his martial art started to adopt the ground game because they realized that it's ineffective without adding ground game. They've all actually, trained since then. And I think 8 years ago I started that program with him, and I gave him his black belt 6-7 months ago. But he really trained hard. That guy worked hard.
Competed.
Competed
quite a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, and won, and really made it part of his life. And then all those other schools, their martial arts called Tang Soo Do, which is it's karate, but they hold their hands near their face. It's real fighting. It's like kickboxing,
Yeah.
But they still do patterns and all that stuff. But, kids love that kind of thing, all the patterns.
Was that a Chuck Norris thing?
Yeah, it was a Chuck Norris. I think
Tang Soo Do?
Yeah, I think Tang Soo Do and American Tang Soo Do or something they made. Yeah, but Chuck Norris was the founder. So it's got him or had him behind. I'm not sure. I have no idea any of that stuff.
What about David Dunn?
Yeah, David Dunn's up there
because he's up there too.
Yeah.
And he gave Chuck Norris his, I think one of the degrees on his black belt.
Yeah,
for
that's.
jiu-jitsu.
Isn't it where Chuck Norris just flows through the martial arts community? You know what I mean? He's been there for. Well, he was kind of helping the Gracies come over, right? He used to
Gracie's, Machados, like he was a key guy, right?
Yeah. Were the Machados? Were they always in the valley here?
No, it was just Jean-Jacques.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the South Bay, and then I think he moved up here for some reason. I think they're in the South Bay. That's what I remember. And then they kind of branched out a little bit.
Because when you came to San Fernando Valley, there wasn't many clubs. There's probably only like 3 jiu-jitsu clubs that were serious. There was always a club that would open for like, you'd see it to be open for like 2 or 3 months, and then whatever, the guy went back to Brazil or he went out of business. But of the clubs, I think it was you in North Hollywood. They had one, and then they had that guy on Ventura that had been around forever. And then Jean-Jacques was kind of way west in the valley, right? He was in
like Tarzana, right?
Tarzana, yeah. And then you came here, and now there's a throw a rock in the valley, right?
Yeah, it's a different time, right? Those times with the school, the schools that they had, and like you were saying, like a Brazilian would come into town and he'd be here for a bit, and then he would leave.
Yeah.
And then there was like situations, or I remember like Armenians in Glendale, because I would come and visit Edith, and guys with like fraud money, or I shouldn't say, but like I don't know, like who knows where the money was coming from, but then they would be there in 1 minute, and then they'd be gone another minute, the next year, the next time. I would come
really?
back.
so they'd just
or
open
something.
a club.
I shouldn't. That's something illegal. I don't know.
Yeah. Gosh. Fight sports and the like stuff goes around it sometimes. I guess more in boxing and that, right? All the
Illegal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think back in those days it was, for sure. It's gotten better, right?
Yeah.
Much better.
Well, there are like most jiu-jitsu clubs and everything now. It's all family oriented, right? It's not like it's not a grizzly walk in and there's a bucket on the floor with spit in it. It's not like you come in this place, it's so clean and bright and, huge kids programs. It's more family oriented.
But good training, right, too? Good, Good adults, good strong. We have a lot of black belts, high level, good jiu-jitsu training, right? But also it's friendly and, cool, and
it's the great balance. Yeah, that's that balance you got to find.
Kevin
right?
making videos with wigs,
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I did not see that. You have a video of you in a wig? You're like
because it's women's only.
So he wanted to go in the. Is it like on the Joe Rogan show? We got a call to you for the facts. Like, pull it up, Jamie. Pull it up, Kevin.
Yeah, it's happened
Oh,
a lot.
has it? Check in on this. You used to argue. Like, people used to just argue about stuff for like half an hour or days on end. Right now, it's just like just Google it on your phone.
Yeah,
We're done.
Pretty much ChatGPT, right?
Oh, there it is. You got 3 wigs going.
Yeah.
Did you have to order those in, or did you have those on hand? Were those in your trunk?
So it's like, it's women's only.
I'll watch it after.
Oh, Kevin has so much fun. Kevin, you get to go because you go to all the events and you get to. What's great about jiu-jitsu is like you get to interview these people to us who are like OG legends and stuff, and like all these people now who are huge in the sport, and it's so accessible, right? It's such a great martial art for that. You know what I mean? Like all the people on your channel, you get to interview. I'm like, this is cool. It's not like you can go up to Michael Jordan and interview him if you're it's like
It's not happening. You have to pay for that shit.
Exactly. It's
if you can get access, right?
Yeah,
You didn't even get close.
Yeah, even in the same building. There's a no Kevin around Michael Jordan perimeter. But that's fun, man. You get to travel a lot too. You've gone to Japan, you've gone to Europe a few times, haven't you? You're all the way down to Long Beach.
Brazil, Portugal.
You're getting around. Oh, did you go to Portugal too? Nice. Thailand? Dang. Is that where you got the wigs? Yeah, not as many videos in Thailand for some reason, Kevin. What happened out there?
That's
It's like
true. That's true.
dark period in this. I usually post twice a day, and now
He was busy.
That's training.
That's what's great about this place too. Is like being in Los Angeles, the hub of this martial art, kind of, right? Like outside of this is
become SoCal, yeah. It's become
the people who've given seminars here are crazy. It's nuts the level of talent that's come through for seminars here, and you know because they know you through there.
What have been some of your favorites that you've had? Because sometimes people will tell me, like, you know, guys I don't think that they, you know, you've been around, you've been black belt down for almost, you know, 10 years and you know.
Yeah, I guess just because you're good at jiu-jitsu doesn't mean you're good at a seminar, right?
Right.
It's like, yeah, you could show up, you got to be entertaining. And you know who I just regret I missed so much was you had Leandro Lowe come one time and I missed it. And I was like, oh man, that would have been so amazing. But you've had, gosh, there's so many seminars here and so many guys that like you wouldn't even know about, and they'll teach you something that, you know what I mean? Because you're taking their combined knowledge and giving it to you. Like they've spent those 100 hours. Remember there was that, oh gosh, I'm so bad with names. He was a smaller guy. He's probably like a featherweight. He must have been like 125, 135. And he came in and he did a bunch of stuff with back takes on us. And
Mikey Musumeci?
no, not Mikey. Another one I missed.
Yeah.
I'm like, that would have been great. Jeez, he's blowing up too. He's everywhere.
Yep.
Good for him, man. He's a really good ambassador for this. Like, he's a really nice guy, and he trains like some aspect of jiu-jitsu like 8, 9, 10 hours a day. He's either researching, physically training it, or it's nuts. Like at your peak, when you were competing at your peak. Well, I guess MMA you got to train, Jesus, like all day. Right?
Yeah, but I don't like he trains like again and again and again, right? Like I don't know if I would overtrain for sure. I would train. And I could have trained like smarter, more drilling, more specific training, you know. But I think, maybe like 5 hours, you know.
Yeah.
5 hours, 6 hours, the most, you know.
And that was the big thing when you were in, because it's all like Rocky, like, oh, you got to train all day.
Yeah,
and
it's evolved. It's I've evolved, you know. But that in the early days, right? That's kind of how it was, you know.
And the guys are peaking like 2 weeks before the match or 3 weeks before the match, already blowing their peak on on that day, right? They got to train smarter to peak at the date of their match. And
yeah. I mean, listen, some people you have good training partners, right? And you don't have to kill each other. It's like that now, right? You work with certain people. You like to train with them because you can
not
play,
cranking my head. And
you can play, you can learn, you can evolve right your game. So I think that was the key, right? Even back then, you have like your training partners that you like to get better with, right?
Yeah, and then there's guys that you want, like, okay, I'll just get my butt kicked a little bit and learn some. But yeah, it's.
Or you want to win, right? Whatever, you have a rivalry or whatever it is, you know. Who knows, you know? But those those training partners, those good training partners that make you evolve your game, and you don't care if you win. You're trying to get better. That's the goal. That's the intention with the training.
Yeah, man, it's completely different mentality, right? Like I've always trained just to stay healthy and to improve my jiu-jitsu, but like when I see. When you're you don't compete as much anymore, but when you used to compete, you're in here way more intense, right? Like you got to get ready, got to get your game going.
I wanted a Masters run, right? For a couple years before the pandemic, a little bit, you know.
Yeah, it was just a few. I remember, you were in here crushing it out, and it's like it's not rolling with you when we're having fun, and then rolling with you when you're getting ready for a tournament are two different experiences. It's like, oh dang,
well, those are good times, man. I used to have Kenny Florin come in, right?
All the time. He was in here all the time training with you, getting you
some
get
of
ready.
My friends come by, and it was good. And everybody got to train with the different people.
Yeah, and it was. Geez, I was probably only a purple belt back then or something. But it's nice when you see those high level guys and what they're doing to you, and you can kind of reverse engineer it a little bit, right? It's like, okay, he's doing this and he's demolishing me, he gets to side control, and he's tapping me out in 15 seconds. You're like, okay, this is what do I do to get it? And that's how you get better a lot.
Get better, yeah. Like, no, I don't want to be in that position. How do I prevent that from happening?
Yeah. I guess it explains why I guard recover so much. My guard recovery got strong. Well, I don't know what it is, but like I think too when you look back, like I just feel like when I was a purple belt, that generation of black belts, like soon as you were in side control, it was almost done. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, he's got side control. I'm done. I'm going to get subbed here in the next. I don't know if that's just like looking back at it, you feel that way or not, or if it was like maybe the trend back then was just to have so many great attacks from side control or whatever. Or
there was a cool video that I saw on Gordon Ryan talking. What was that noise?
Did we get some feedback?
Okay. It's okay. There was a cool video of Gordon Ryan talking to Joe Rogan, and they were talking about like jiu-jitsu and MMA and like just the style, right? And he was talking about just the control and the pins, you know, rather than like, you know, like just kind of they're losing position too much, you know, that they get, getting caught in the points and the, you know, getting the back and the hooks, but then like, can you submit or can you do this? Can you do that? So I thought that was cool. Like just the idea of like being able to pin and control somebody, right, and not let them move,
make them helpless in the. I think,
and I feel like that's part of the old school style of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
right? That's been
like
a little bit lost.
Yeah, maybe.
I think when you say that, it kind of that's what kind of resonates with me when you said that, because you do not let them move.
Yeah,
it's like an anaconda, right? And then little by little, you just till they can't move anymore, and then checkmate.
Yeah, that's how I would describe the.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as soon as they pass your guard and they solidify that position and just wait, heavier, and you're like, gosh, and then in desperation you throw an arm out or something, and then okay, that's it.
Yeah, that's the good pressure, right? And you were talking about the Khabib, the Dagestan style, you know, the guys like controlling the guys in MMA, right? And if they get in those positions, half guard, side control, being able to control and pin the people, and them not being able to move, it's a lot different, right? It's a lot different.
Yeah, their wrestling style to just
the control,
the
right?
bottom,
the control, the control. So
I think too, it's a little bit of,
and I think that had to do with kind of how jiu-jitsu came up, right? Fighting other styles, right?
Yeah.
That control,
that makes sense.
That control and the pinning was like a big part, right?
Yeah, just to solidify those positions for sure.
Right,
yeah.
the position before submission, right?
Yeah, that was always the
right?
It was always position.
It's been a bit, not that it's lost, right? But it's just
it's definitely not as emphasized as it once was. Yeah, and it's like you could just squish them but I think too, like I don't know what it is, if it's just the amount of availability of content and stuff for people too. Like I feel like a lot of the lower belts, they're exposed to so much too through that they do get to learn a little bit more escapes and stuff, and a little bit more better just at the, like I think maybe if you took like a 3-stripe white, well, maybe not though, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot more.
I feel like the content, the stuff is there. Everything is out there, right? For sure, you still need you need mentorship but you need mentorship, but so much of the content or the information is there, right? It's just you looking for it and having your goal and then aligning yourself with that, right? With your goal, and then putting those things together. And then of course you need good training partners for your timing and things like that, right? But I think things are moving just so much faster, right?
Yeah.
With all the technology and the videos, the online, the tournaments, and then inside the gyms, the Instagram, like the reels, right?
Yeah. One thing I find is if somebody's doing something now, like I remember when I was lower belt and knee cutting became the big thing. Everybody was knee cutting, and I'm like, geez, I'm getting knee cut all the time. How do I defeat this? You would just have to sit there and think about it, or ask your friends, or ask your professor, or ask everything. And now it's just like, what are some
online?
What are some defenses? You go find 5 different guys. I did this the other day when I was knee on belly escapes. Like, I have one that kind of works for me, but if you're going to show your students, it's nice to have some other versions, some other, like, get the whole picture of it, right? So I was like, I'll Google knee on belly escapes, and then I found.
It got me good. One of my tricks. I would study guys, right, and then I would basically rewatch, and I would basically break down their technique from the tournaments. You know what I mean? Like rewatch a replay and then really master that technique like that. And then that's how I would learn. And what's cool is that later on, like this guy named Mark Lehman, he was like one of the top jiu-jitsu coaches back in the early 2000s. He would come out with some of these mixes, And there's some other ones like BJJ Lab. I don't know. There's different people that do that, and they break down different like guys that are like amazing at positions. You know, like
so it'd be like an instructional, and he would go, or he would just say, "Hey, here's."
He would break down from the matches. He would break down all the matches. He'd be like over under pass, and this guy, he's the master at the over under pass, and then he would just like all these scenarios and the different and how they would get into it and how they would pass. And that's helpful, right?
Oh, for sure.
Then
you
learn like the different scenarios, you know?
Yeah, it's like, you know, now when you get to like your black belt now and you barely get, you know, people don't catch you as much anymore. Like you don't get tapped, you know, most training sessions, or unless you're, you know, there's gyms where you're full of just sharks and you're all killing you, but you know, you get caught less. But the minute you get caught, for me anyways, and anything, it's like, okay, well, looks like I'm heading to the tapes. I'm looking for what's his name caught me in, does it to everybody. Anthony in the baseball bat choke. So I'm like, you better believe I have some baseball bat choke escapes now. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's like a gift. You're like, okay, I'll find a way to get out of this from you know, every position I can. And yeah, it's so cool to have that knowledge. But there's nothing that you can beat with having a coach showing you a move of the day and you being in that environment with, you know, 5-10 other people. And, you know, doing some drills on that move or doing some drills on another move and then doing your specific training, which I think is, I've had all my development from specific training. You were very big on that. I remember we used to, whatever we were working on then, whether it's full guard, half guard, whatever. It's like half guard, everybody get down, grab your bases. Yeah. And then you just launch them at us. Because we've always been, especially the last 10 years, this club has been lots of competitive people here, lots of students train at lunch. So it's like, I get to have probably 25 people run through my guard. You know what I mean? Or the chance, you're not going to do 25 of them, but you know, the chances of 25 different people hitting my guard. And it's like, you do that for, you know, a few months, your guard is seen every
attention. It was cool too. I remember like we had high level guys, like current to high level elite guys, right? The guys that are winning stuff. And before the pandemic, like those years before, man, you were good, man. You would give those guys a hard time. You know, I was
my home gym advantage.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, you know. So it was pretty cool to see you kind of, and it was all from the that you're saying, like the training, good training, right, over the years. But your timing and everything was on point. Yeah, they had to watch it, you know. They could leave an arm out or whatever, you know. Those controls that your length, right?
Yeah.
So it's cool. I'm proud too of like Edson and just some of my friends, Alexandre and stuff, being here for like it's been like quite a few years, right, on and off.
That was so awesome because we get three, like, you guys are three kind of completely different black belts.
Styles,
yeah, and it's like so we get to, and they're all true. They're all jiu-jitsu. They're all to the same point, and it was just like, it was cool to have all of those influences on you at that high level. Like they're all super high level guys, right? Yeah. And you know, Shanji's fought all the big names. Edson's been multiple time world champion. So it's like you get these guys like, you know, his lapel game, Edson's lapel game for passing and everything. Like you get such a powered edge.
Wraps that thing underneath your back.
I use a lot of that stuff now, and you know that stuff works really well.
I remember when I finally got it, like he showing it to me, I was like, dude. You know, then it was on, right? And then we were just playing around. We evolved, right? Okay, if you do this, I do this, because it's hard to stop, right? Once you get that lapel, it's like, would you call it like a vice grip or a wrench, like a wrench, right?
Oh God, yeah. He's in no hurry to pass you.
Yeah,
he does. He just wants to make you in that three quarters of the way past and just cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, you know, Shanji comes in. Shanji's so much fun. And he just has so much fun teaching jiu-jitsu, doing jiu-jitsu.
Kevin looks up and shook his head, but I've seen him like that pressure and Edson, surprising Edson, like, man, I can't pass his guard, you know. He scrambles out, he finds a way to turn over or whatever. He was like, you know, there was like a discussion.
Oh, he was being getting out of the pass?
Yeah, man. He wasn't giving up the pass, you know. Usually like, the guys are just like, done. He's like, no. And he would like turn over or whatever, somehow get out of the position.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you got to be a little weird. Yeah, you got to do something weird. Yeah, especially on him if he's sitting there cooking you. Well, you told me a lot of the times it's like sometimes just let him pass and go to your escape. Like if you're caught in that area where there's no, you know, you got like half a hook in or something, and he's just throwing the weight. You just
cooking you, to get you tired, right? So by the time he passes, then you're done, right?
Yeah, I got nothing left. But I've had some great rounds with him. It's him and his daughter have San Diego going. That looks great.
It's cool, right? Yeah, it's really nice to see him, to see them doing that.
That's pretty epic to open a gym with your daughter or whatever, or be part of that.
Yeah.
And family business.
Yeah.
Where's Shanji at these days?
He's
We're all globetrotting. That guy lives a great life, doesn't he? He could be anywhere.
He has a young girlfriend now.
Oh God, no!
He's in love.
No way. Shanji has a young girlfriend.
But he's in love. He's in love.
Oh, is he really?
He's in love. Yeah.
Yeah, he is a lot of fun. Man, I was coming here one day and I seen somebody. They were weaving through the.
I've known him for so long, and nice, back when we were young, I had this longtime girlfriend, amazing, and it's because we've known her for so long, it's she was the one, right? Because he had made a nice song about her, this and that.
Aww.
But things evolve and whatever. He chose different ways. But it's just funny, man. Just thinking about all the things we've been through and all the situations.
Yeah.
Nobody's in love right now, so.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Good.
He's always got a great vibe when he comes here, man. He's one of those guys that lifts. You know, he's just so happy, lifts the room up. It's like, hey, let's do jiu-jitsu, cowboy mount. Yeah, it's good. Lots of good influences come through. That's what I learned a lot about. I do my own program there. It's you got to have this learning environment. You can't have I think that's why this gym has been so successful. Is you have a learning. That you have the attitude you're learning too. You know what I mean? It's I'm not the guy who knows everything. You know what I mean? You're coming. Yeah, we're learning. Let's try this, guys. Let's do this. I remember even when. Everybody's Berimbolo first came out and was getting popular. Hey, we're going to learn it. We're drilling all the rolls and everything. And then we go, where a lot of people are oh, that's BS. Even when Donkey Guard, I remember came out and was try it, I guess, man. See if it works.
Yeah. We do some positions. Yeah.
Yeah. See if this, do whatever. It's always that open, a real, institution of learning should be, right? And not that, macho culture, because some gyms go that way. You go to some gyms, they got that more we're a competition team, you haven't earned your place on this mat kind of vibe. Or here it's hey man, let's
we're tough and we're good competitors and stuff.
We have a great there's
great team, good squad.
They win medals, man.
But we have fun, right? It's it's a great environment,
Yeah, that's what I find. And there's some savages that train here. lots of competitive people train here and stuff. It's great. Great environment. You don't need all that. I don't think there's health to a lot of that, that angry style martial arts gym.
I think part of it is insecurity, right? In a way.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it.
Yeah, and I think it's
we're past that,
Yeah, we don't need to be mad to be good.
Yeah. I don't think I was ever mad. Well, maybe when I'm in you're focused, right? It's focused, not mad, but it's focused.
Yeah.
Focus.
You can't let a lot of the other of life in. It's got to be I'm here to compete But no, it's been a great ride. Jeez, I just when did this club open? This location? Do you remember?
Burbank here in 2011.
2011.
Mm-hmm. And then we did the Encino 209, I think, and then the Pasadena in 210.
Oh, geez, right back to back.
2010, yeah.
And
but I knew this was going to be my home gym because I live close to here.
And this is we're on such a great busy corner. We're right off the freeway here. It's such I come from Santa Clarita still to train here because, it's tough when you get to black belt. You got to go to a school that still has a bunch of black belts, or you're not gonna. You can train down, but then which is good. You should always train down with lower ranks a lot too. But it's you can't get pushed unless you come to a school like this, where I come here. There's probably going to be on a slow day 5 black belts. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's been here that long. Or what did you say? 2011. So what is that? Almost 15 years, 14 years. Yeah. So, just the people who've been here. A lot of guys have been here since close to the start of that. I think I was in Encino for a few years, and then I started coming here. But yeah, it's like see a lot of the same guys. You know, lots of guys that come and go, but a lot of the same guys are still here. Been training that long.
Yeah. Yeah.
A testament to the mothership of legacy, Burbank. I still got to get out to Pasadena and Glendale. I've never been to those clubs.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We had a grand opening for Pasadena. Was it a grand opening? I don't know. We had an event. Like I think we had a graduation or something there, right? Middle of the year. That was cool. That's pretty cool. It's a nice school, man. It's a nice school.
Yeah. All your schools, they photo well. Like like this place, like anywhere, it's hard to take a bad picture in this Burbank location, right? Like it's just you got the brick wall on the one side. It's nice and bright. You know what I mean? It's a good place for your Instagram photos.
We stay busy, right? We stay busy on social media. I think it helps, right? Even for like retention, keeping people in the game, right?
Yeah, and it's just nice to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
energy.
It's like, when your family members are posting stuff for their family trips and stuff. You're like, oh yeah, my family, how are they doing? And it's like you guys post stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, I gotta get it back in and train. Because training, I think for most people, once it cycles into your schedule, it's fine. You know what I mean? And you're good. You can go forever. But then sometimes whatever happens, like for me, for instance, I just had another kid. She's 5 months ago, 6 months ago now, and you break your cycle, right? You're not training in the same days anymore because you got other stuff, other obligations, and then it's easy to get out of cycle. It's hard to get back into your schedule, right? And it's like now it's like I gotta just write it down on the board. Like I want to be here. That Sunday 8 a.m. class is so amazing, right? You get all the master's training, whatever. That's great, and then. I want to make it in at least twice a week in the week. And, I'm lucky because a lot of these people I've known for so long. So it's like not only a training, I get to see my friends. You know what I mean? I'm here like, hey, how you doing, man? What's up, Evan?
Yeah.
Let's catch up.
How was Jiu-Jitsu trained from when you had no kids, when you were young, when you first started, to Jiu-Jitsu now with kids?
It's just, you got to count on your partner too, because my wife, she's got to look after him when I'm not there or whatever. She's got to take all the slack. So sometimes you just like, somebody put up a meme where it's like they're walking out the door like, see you later, honey, holding their gi, and it's like you feel kind of guilty because it's I can always fall back on the argument that it's also my profession because I coach. So you still need to, I need to come here and, I get to see the latest stuff that you're doing. I still learn a lot from you, right? So it's like, okay, what's Alberto teaching this week? I come in and, even something that you've shown me 5 times or 10 times, there's little details I missed, or there's stuff that you've added because you're adding to your technique all the time.
Learning,
and it's like, okay, well, we're doing the ankle locks, the straight ankle locks we used to show are quite different now than you used to. You know what I mean? Like they've evolved.
There's more,
to it, and it's like I'm like, okay, I got to come in and learn this. It's not just a,
stuff. It works, right? But there are a little bit better ways now, right?
Yeah. The improvements and the evolutions of it.
Too, yeah.
You were like one of the first guys who started. It's so weird to think now because ankle locks are so common. You were one of the first guys that really kind of was doing them. Like, obviously they were around, but I remember that one year you tapped out like 10 black belts in competition.
The 50-0 campaign.
Yeah,
and the instructional too. And the ankle locks, the belly down ankle lock.
Because a lot of the gi guys, they weren't doing anything. They weren't doing they weren't doing knee bars. They weren't doing straight ankles. Like it just really wasn't. They kind of forgot the half the body.
Yeah, I think there was a position there, right? That was that was like open, and people didn't, because there was like all these rules of reaping, and so people didn't really understand like the game now. And now it's evolved,
Oh yeah, everybody's
now
doing
it's hard to tap people out with ankle locks. You have to get the knee kind of too. Now you have to break the knee a little bit too. Like you almost have to do like a heel hook to.
Yeah, a closet heel hook, over you want to
kind of, the aoki, or the little boot kind of thing. That's what you have to do. You have to break the knee too.
Yeah.
For the guys to tap, because the ankles are so mobile, or people figure it out.
Yeah. Some people got so much bend to their ankle, it's like goes back forever. But it's another thing is like, they banned some submissions for safety, right? Because they come on so quick. But if you're doing an ankle lock and it's starting to hurt the knee, you have time to tap to that. It's not so, you know what I mean? Like, even heel hooks. Like, I don't know why heel hooks are banned at a high level in jiu-jitsu.
Black belt, right?
Like you should understand.
Now they're legal again. I think.
Are they legal?
I think they're legal now at black belt.
They should be.
I'm not sure in the masters, is it? I think so too.
Oh really? Yeah.
And nogi, in nogi.
But even in gi, like I don't see the issue. You know what I mean? Like Obviously you throw them real quick, grip and rip, it can hurt you. But like once you learn,
I mean, you should be a master at the, at the whatever works, right?
yeah.
You should be a master at defense and if you're playing that game, right? You gotta know how to, to
Attack and defend.
attack and defend. You gotta be able to play it. That's it. It's the rules of the game.
Yeah, I agree. I had
like the whole reaping thing. Like they didn't used to be that, right? Back in the early days, like. Now it's this whole thing, guys getting disqualified right away, and I don't think it's right for them to disqualify somebody right away.
You should get a warning.
A warning, right?
Yeah.
And
if you hurt the guy when it happens,
Sure.
maybe, but yeah. But how are you going to hurt somebody just from the act of your foot crossing to their?
Because guys, like for example, like students, they travel, right? They spend money to go to the tournaments, and then they do something that was maybe not legal, and then the guy taps or something, but they can just say, hey, that's not legal, or stop them, before it's too late. But no, like, let's say DQ. Because they did know the rules,
What belt is knee bar legal in?
I think brown belt, yeah.
Oh, is it up to brown belt? Yeah. I don't know, it's pretty hard to break somebody's knee. You know what I mean? Like, you're in the right position or whatever, but it's not like you're going to snap it in 1 second. I just don't understand why it's... That's another one that's banned up into brown belt. I guess, safety first. Safety first. But
yeah, I think they could do it earlier,
Like I make all
I
my
think at
kids.
least purple belt,
Yeah, not my kids, but like I run my program a little bit more. Like I don't show them heel hooks, but like knee bars and stuff are fine. It's like you should learn to tap. You should know what a knee bar is at blue belt, I think. You've been training. If you're a blue belt, you've probably been training 2 or 3 years. You should know what a knee bar is and
know what it is, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like somehow defend, like know some defense against it, or just a tap, like you should.
Yeah.
But that's difference of opinion. Everything kind of gets based off of what you can do in tournaments. Is a lot of people use that for their what they teach or what they don't allow to teach. But knee belts or knee bars. A lot. I guess a lot of the jiu-jitsu I like to show too is more. I like to be somewhat practical too. It's like you always have to have the self-defense.
Like self-defense, yeah.
Because it's got to be part of it. But
yeah, people are really focused on competition jiu-jitsu, right? But it's not everything, right?
No, and it's but yeah, I guess it's somewhat of a framework. Yeah,
it's a lifestyle, right? It allows you to have that lifestyle, and it gives you focus, gives you goal. It's done that for me.
Yeah. There's people like you thrive off competition. I feel like that's kind of one of your motivations.
Yeah, for sure. I think
when you win competition, you love it.
yeah.
Which is a lot of time.
Even if you're more focused, you're like upset about it, and then you're like kind of more you want to get it back or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, so if you get a loss, you're even more amped up after to get back. Is that how you're?
I think so. So. Yeah.
I've never been a competitor, so I never went through it.
Yeah.
I was always gone on the weekends touring, so I couldn't really. I guess I could have found some way to do it.
It wakes you up either way, right? Like it's good to win, but it's also good to lose because then you're like,
learning.
You wanna win next time.
Well, hence
figure it out,
Yeah, I think all the best people have that mentality, right? Like you obviously you won King of the Cage and you were in the UFC and you won a bunch of championships in jiu-jitsu as well. So it's like I think all those people have that in common, where they really motivated to win, right? And probably the same with the loss. The loss motivates them so much more to win more. And a common theme, like a special forces guy. You gotta.
I love it, man. I love what it does for people. I love what it's done for me. And just like you, I want to share that, right? I want to share that way of life. And
would you ever do another Masters run, or is that?
I do. I want to. It's in my back pocket. I just want to get through my kids, like some of these teenage years.
Yeah.
I want to.
Those Masters divisions.
I know. I would say like no if I didn't have, but I do. I do want to. Who knows? Maybe close the bracket with Edson, or I don't know. Who knows?
How cool? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Just get out there and do it.
He's still competing. Edson. He's gonna do.
I mean, he hasn't this last year because he started the school, but I think he will soon. We'll see.
And all you guys are healthier now thanks to TacFit. You got rid of a lot of your old injuries. And
do you remember when we started doing TacFit things in the class, like the cool downs?
Oh yeah.
And
I think those cool downs, like that TacFit cool down, is so like. I remember like driving home when you finally cool down, your muscles relax. I remember like almost always my neck or something would hurt. You know, you got something in your back that's just like, oh gosh. And then, you know, you'd work through it today and you'd be fine. But like you do those cool downs and your muscles are fine after. Like, you know, you drive home and you're like, I'm fine. You know what I mean? It really, especially like I'm a lanky guy and stuff, you know, you get all that scap and neck pain from people pulling on your head. And it's just doing all those bridges, holding those bridges after and stretching out. It really made a huge difference for me.
Good.
I should make my students do it, but I'm not versed enough in the because it's a mix of yoga and everything, right? Like it's gotta.
I think just understanding of the structure of the body, like life is kind of like flexion, like we all sit, like we're sitting down,
Yeah,
our
just right
hips
now,
are flexed, like we're like kind of tend to move forward, so we're always trying to open ourselves up, and so I always try to do some kind of hold where we open ourselves up at the end, you know, like for 1 minute, you know, at least, you know, to turn the muscles off.
Whenever my back's a little messed, I try to do that. I'll hold that bridge up that you make us do, where you hold your hands on your, and I'll try and hold that for a minute. I'll put it on the clock. I'm like, all right, this, and it usually helps most of it.
Yeah. But it's, you know, it's figuring it out, like playing with it on yourself, right? And then you can help your students. It's been nice because I've been able to help a lot of our students, you know, over the years now.
Professor Buff Rob used to help me out a lot, man. He's
great. It was nice, man. It was nice. Yeah, it was nice to have him here, you know, to just help people too, right? They knew where to find him, right? They would just go next door
and he was so generous with his time, man. He used to do weightlifting with us. You know, we had the
buff hour, yeah.
Yeah, he just come in and lift weights with me, man. And you know, he's a personal trainer forever. He's been in Men's Health magazine. Like he's a top professional weight, you know, trainer. And he's yeah, come in, guys.
Yeah.
Just give us his time to lift weights and stuff. He's pretty awesome with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss him for sure.
Yeah, hopefully he'll come out and visit again soon. But it's tough when you're running a club, right? You got so many obligations out there.
Yeah. That's the not I should say trap, but kind of like positive and negative, right? Of those things, yeah. I wasn't sure if I was gonna do another school, right? Back when I first moved here to LA, just because it was, you know, it's a commitment, right? Full-time commitment. And
yeah.
So, yeah.
Because you had New Mexico for a long time, didn't you? Your club there.
Yeah, I was there I moved back from Brazil in 2000, so 7 years.
And then you came here and opened Encino?
Encino. And so it's, you know, now and LA is the longest place I've ever lived in. So it's kind of like I'm not going anywhere, you know. This is where I'm at.
And it's a beautiful community, especially when you get entrenched in a community too, and you know everybody, and it's like
like it details me, like she's like, yeah, you were worried about not knowing anybody in LA, you know, because it's such a big city.
Now you know everybody.
Kind of in LA, like I kind of almost if I go to Santa Monica or somewhere, you know, I see a lot of people I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, especially in Burbank,
places.
you've been here in Burbank forever, right?
Yeah.
Like this is
Yeah, it's been fun, man. It's been fun, right? It's like very rewarding to see you guys, like, you know, stay healthy, be happy, you know, laughing, like we're, you know, just you get to see old friends, right? Like,
yeah, it's like having a high school reunion every month or whatever.
What is that worth, you know?
Yeah,
just seeing people's faces, right? Like, hey, what's going on? What's new? Just catching up.
And you have some students that were kids that are adults now too. You've had a handful of those. Josiah was one of our kid students, right?
Yeah. He was like 15.
Is he 15? Yeah, teenager, and now he's big man out there.
Yeah.
A lot of those little kids that are bigger now.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you got going on? What's for you? What's next?
Geez, I don't know. I got some. I'm on the road this weekend out in Oregon, and then back to Oregon again the month after that, and some stuff here and there, and just keeping my program going at that the Edge, our coach in Jiu-Jitsu at the Edge. We got lots of students. It's cool. I've been there 8 years at this point, so I've had some of those kids too. You know, they start so young. You see pictures like, you know, it comes back on your news feed. You're like, oh, that was just like 6 years old, and now he's 12 or 13. You're like, oh wow, man, that's amazing to have kids train with you that long, and adults. You know, I have 2 black belts now. I have another 2 students who will probably be black belts in the, you know, nearer future. Nice. And it's like, so it's pretty cool to, you know, 3 of those 4 I trained from white belt.
Nice.
So, and then I got I got a few guys who compete pretty regularly now that are doing well, and a handful of purple belts, a handful of blue belts. It's pretty cool.
So many black belts these days, right?
Yeah, it was. Oh gosh, when there was none in. I remember you came here and you did a super fight with all the black belts in the valley, didn't you? When you first came to LA.
Even before I came, yeah.
Yeah.
Come to compete, yeah. Because there weren't that many black belts.
Yeah. Was there wasn't weight classes either, was it? Was it just
no
all
weight classes? Yeah.
It was all. He called all the people in all the black belts in was it San Fernando or just LA in general?
They would just match me up.
Yeah.
And it just happened that a bunch of the guys were from up here in the valley.
Yeah, and it was just a Los Angeles black belt tournament. And where was that? Just at somebody's gym?
No, there was like this thing called the grappling games. There was this thing called Copa Pacific. The Kleber, he still runs those tournaments in Huntington Beach area.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like local tournaments.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, and
they would just match me up because there weren't that many black belts back in those days, so they would have to. It was like a super fight. It was like a
as part of the
gig. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's neat.
They would take care of me and they'd help me with my trip.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah, like now, it's just with anything, right? When you make, you made how many black belts, and then they all go out and spend their 8 to 10 years on if they start a school, and then they're black belts, and just like the spreading effect of it.
How do you feel like the black belt, what it meant for you, a black belt, compared to like how do you see black belts back in the day when we first started, to black belts now in jiu-jitsu?
Oh, geez, I don't even know. And that's such a big hot topic now because you have that Moneyberg guy or whatever getting his black belt, and you got these other people, and they're like, is that guy a real black belt? I don't know, man. I'm not his coach, because this is my theory, right, is that to you as a professor, coach, whatever you want to call it in jiu-jitsu, you see somebody, they're becoming a black belt to themselves on their own path, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to treat me the same on my path to a black belt as you are going to be some 45-year-old man who starts, or a 45-year-old woman who starts. It's a different path for us, right? That's the way I see it. You must have had 50, 60 black belts.
Yeah, over 100, I believe.
Yeah, over 100, and you see their path. You're there to
like Savage came in here at 67 years old, right?
67 years old, he came in. He's a black belt now, and he put in his time. But like, he's not gonna. Well, Savage is a different thing.
Level.
Yeah, but like most of these people, they're not going to be this high level, world level guy. Taps out everybody who comes in the gym. It's like, you know what I mean. If you're a 130-pound woman, you're not going to be tapping out 250-pound CrossFit guy who's been training for a year and a half. You might be able to. You have way better chance than anybody else in the world who does, but it's not like, I don't know. So whoever that guy, whoever Moneyberg or whoever, and seen him on his path and decided that was, he's earned the right to be a black belt at that point. That's his path.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that's how you feel. That's kind of what I always felt that you you did. Is you.
Yeah, where people are at, right? It used to be different, right? Because especially when I was starting out, like if the person got a black belt, they're like representing you, right? And like, so they have to be tough. They have to be great.
Yeah.
They have to be like, like really, really high standards, right? Like, and I think back in the day, like to even be a purple belt back in the day, right? It was crazy.
Yeah, you're carrying on the who are you a purple belt under?
Yeah, right. And so a black belt, it's even more, right? But I think, I don't know, man. I think the biggest thing, right, is like the lifestyle and being healthy, bro. Like, you're a dad. You have a lot of stuff going on, right? Mm-hmm. And just to have this in your life still, right?
Yeah,
and being healthy, staying in shape, and I mean, like, what is that worth? Again, what is that worth?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to see, we're here to serve and help people, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, what does a black belt mean? I think it depends who it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's younger, like, yeah, you have higher expectations of them. You want to make sure they're good. They're good in different fronts too,
Mm-hmm.
And then with different experiences, right? Even like giving them tools and stuff to be successful, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everything, right? So, yeah, it's a loaded question, right?
Yeah.
What is a black belt now compared to back in the day, right? It's hard to say, but back in the day, it was just like you were the toughest.
Yeah, you had to be pretty tough, I think, in your generation to get a black belt.
Like I'm all Easton, my friend, my good friend. Like he yeah. I think I just talked. He was saying, what does it mean to be a black belt? And he had all these karate, like different guys in different martial arts, talk to him, and also Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And he loved the one that Renzo Gracie. He said that, like, basically you just got to be able to badass dude, kick everybody's ass. That's it, And so I think to your extent of who you are, right? I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. It's I'm pretty lucky too. Like the only 2 black belts I made, they went and did their tournaments and they won a lot of matches and they're tough. So I'm like, I'm just lucky I didn't have to, have that person. It worked out for me.
But listen, it's like you don't become a black belt by yourself, right? Like it's all these training partners, it's all these friendships. They keep you in the game.
Yeah, and
they keep you in the game, and that's value. That you're a black belt because of all these people.
That's true. Yeah, you got to get lifted up there by everybody, right?
Yeah.
In the right environment. That's the biggest thing I always took away from you too, is just that good environment. You know what I mean? Like it's a good, like I don't want to, all these people are coming here to train. They don't want you shitting on them. They don't want you yelling at them. They don't want, you know what I mean? They want you to.
Sometimes you got to yell at somebody.
Yeah, right? A little bit. So you have to. You can't be a yell free zone, but it's, they want to be lifted up, right? Yeah, we're here to train. We're here to, there's nothing but jiu-jitsu going on right now. Forget about all your worries. Get better at it. Let's do it together.
Yeah, that's it. Well, thank you, man. Thank you for.
Oh, thank you. What a great
and seeing on the mat. Speaking of being good, being like a high level black belt. You didn't compete, right? But just you can put it down with anybody that would come through, right? Over the years, like this high level, elite guys would come through, and I could put you with them, and you would hold it down.
I appreciate
for
that.
Legacy,
Thanks.
So it's cool. And you always had you were always a comedian. You always had your day job, whatever. And so it was like a side thing, right? But it was you put the time in. So I appreciate that. Appreciate you. Appreciate who you are too.
Oh,
always
thanks.
A great teammate and helping everybody out. Always being one of the first people to help other people if they need help, and just being a great training partner.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I've loved this. It would have been great. I moved up to Santa Clarita, and it would have been great to find something really close to me, but sometimes you got to drive a long time to, where you feel your home is and where you get to your best. There's lots of great jiu-jitsu clubs out there, but when you find one that you learn everything at and is your home, it's like, it's worth the drive. What am I going to do?
Yeah, I appreciate you coming up here too. Yeah. Great seeing you always.
Yeah. Thank you, my man.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it, Professor.
Thank you.